Lesson 71. Only God's plan for salvation will work. Welcome to the Qigong support for A Course in Miracles students. My name is Judith. You're at the Lucid Mind Center. First, we're going to read the lesson together. Then we are going to contemplate it. And after that, we're going to apply it. And all this I'm going to incorporate into a Qigong class. Before we start, make sure to subscribe to my channel. At the end, let me know where you're watching from, how long you've been with A Course in Miracles, and how this class was for you. Let's begin. Lesson 71. Only God's plan for salvation will work. You may not realize that the ego has set up a plan for salvation in opposition to God's. It is this plan in which you believe, though. Since it is the opposite of God's, you also believe that to accept God's plan in place of the ego's is to be damned. This sounds preposterous, of course. Yet after we have considered just what the ego's plan is, perhaps you will realize that however preposterous it may be, you do believe it. Well, let's have a look at that one. The ego's plan for salvation centers around holding grievances. That is true. It maintains that if someone else spoke or acted differently, if some external circumstance or event were changed, you would be saved. Thus, the source of salvation is constantly perceived as outside yourself. So if somebody else would act differently, if just this person would be kinder to you, if they would love you more, then you would be saved. It means you're putting the control of your salvation into somebody else's hands. Yeah, if the weather was great today, I would feel better. If there was no wind, I'm in a windy area. If there was no wind today, I would feel better. If my children had better notes at school, better marks at school, I would feel happy. I would feel happier. This is what it refers to here. Thus, the source of salvation is constantly perceived as outside of yourself. Each grievance you hold is a declaration and an assertion in which you believe that says, if this were different, I would be saved. The change of mind that is necessary for salvation is thus demanded of everyone and everything except yourself. The role assigned to your own mind in this plan, then, is simply to determine what other than itself must change if you are to be saved. In other words, for you to be happy. According to this insane plan, any perceived source of salvation is acceptable, provided that it will not work. This ensures that the fruitless search will continue, for the illusion that although this hope has failed, there is still ground for hope in other places and in other things persists. Another person will serve better. Another situation will yet offer success. We are constantly looking for new ways to make ourselves happy. Well, when I reach this, then I'm going to be happy. When I reach that, I'm going to be happy. You see where I'm coming from? Such is the ego's plan for your salvation. Surely you can see how it is in strict accord with the ego's basic doctrine. Seek, but do not find. For what could more surely guarantee that you will not find salvation than to channelize all your efforts in searching for it where it is not, namely outside of you? God's plan for salvation works simply because by following His direction, you seek for salvation where it is. But if you are to succeed as God promises you will, you must be willing to seek there only. Otherwise, your purpose is divided, and you will attempt to follow two plans for salvation which are diametrically opposed in all ways. The result can only bring confusion, misery, and a deep sense of failure and despair. How can you escape all this? Very simply. The idea for today is the answer. Only God's plan for salvation will work. There can be no real conflict about this. because there is no possible alternative to God's plan that will save you. His is the only plan that is certain in its outcome. His is the only plan that must succeed. Let us practice recognizing this certainty today, and let us rejoice that there is an answer to what seems to be a conflict with no resolution possible. All things are possible to God. Salvation must be yours because of His plan, which cannot fail. Begin the 2 longer practice periods for today by thinking about today's idea and realizing that it contains 2 parts, each making equal contribution to the whole. God's plan for your salvation will work, and other plans will not. Do not allow yourself to become depressed or angry at the second part. It is inherent in the first, and in the first is your full release from all your own insane attempts and mad proposal to free yourself. They have led to depression and anger, but God's plan will succeed. It will lead to release and joy. Remembering this, let us devote the remainder of the extended practice periods to asking God to reveal His plan to us. Ask Him very specifically, what would you have me do? Where would you have me go? What would you have me say, and to whom? Give Him full charge of the rest of the practice period and let Him tell you what needs to be done by you in His plan for your salvation. He will answer in proportion to your willingness to hear His voice. Refuse not to hear. The very fact that you are doing the exercises proves that you have some willingness to listen. This is enough to establish your claim to God's answer. In the shorter practice periods, tell yourself often that God's plan for salvation and only His will work. Be alert to all temptations to hold grievances today and respond to them with this form of today's idea. Holding grievances is the opposite of God's plan for salvation, and only His plan will work. Try to remember the idea for today some 6 or 7 times an hour, means every 5 to 10 minutes. There could be no better way to spend a half minute or less than to remember the source of your salvation and to see it where it is. So where is the source of your salvation? The source of your salvation is within you. It is remembering that you are the Holy Son of God, that all thoughts are connected to God's, that your light is within you, that you are the light of the world. We're just repeating all the lessons we have had so far. That grievances are hiding the light within you because you are turning your eyes outwards. You're looking for salvation outside. You're making goals which are not gonna get you nowhere. And I'm not talking about you. We are all doing it. I'm doing it myself. All of us, including me, including you, we lose our track sometimes. We forget that we are the light of the world. We forget that all the answers are within us. Sometimes when this happens to me, I'm like observing, I'm wondering, why does it happen to me? I mean, honestly, I have been studying this book for 15 years and I have applied it so many times and I have got long periods of happiness and then boom, I fall back into some kind of pointing finger scenario, feeling grief, feeling guilt, feeling unhappy. I mean, I had an episode yesterday again. I woke up in fear. I was panic. I had cold sweats. And it was just one of those things I had set up myself. I'm doing a 10-day challenge on my Lucid Mind Qigong channel in Spanish. And for some reason, at 4:30 yesterday morning, it just gave me panic. The challenge started today. And then I just couldn't fall asleep again. And then I had headache, and I think I had some kind of virus to battle in the body as well. And I ended up taking a headache tablet just to calm things down, and it helped. And then after that, I went out for dinner with my husband, and I had more release. And what I want to say with all this is that when these kind of things happen, so I'm going to like a darkness. I always look at it as if I'm going into the valley. I'm up here on the mountain. I see everything is clear and understand everything, and then suddenly I go down and fall down into the valley, and I get really, really upset, and I can't see the light within myself, or I can't see the light within anybody else. What I have come to understand is that these downers, they are necessary for me to understand them, so I can help other people to come out of them. If I'm always flying up on the mountain and I don't understand what it feels like down in the holes, then I can help nobody. Then I'm detached from reality. We all have these downers. This is what the ego does. This is what this body does. This is what this world does to us if we are not vigilant. If we are not vigilant to shine our light. And there are some people who hide that fact. There are some people, when they get those downers, they hide it away because they are pretending that they're always serene and happy and joyful. But nobody is. Absolutely nobody is. And I feel that it's my choice to let you in on this, to let you in on my privacy. I was very private before. I would never show my private failures before. But I have decided to trust that when a certain idea comes up in my mind, or a certain necessity comes up from deep within that I have to express something, I am trusting that this needs to be said because it's going to help somebody who is listening to me. And it says it here in this particular lesson. Give God full charge of the rest of the practice period, and let him tell you what needs to be done by you in his plan for your salvation. He will answer in proportion to your willingness to hear his voice. So the questions are, what would you have me do? So I am trusting that my story about my misery yesterday will somehow hopefully help you. Where would you have me go? So when I put up this challenge to do this 10-day challenge for my Spanish Qigong channel, this actually happened after I was recording one of those Course in Miracle classes, and then suddenly I had this certainty I have to do this. And then, of course, I got really scared of it. I was thinking, am I mad? I first announced it to the whole world, and then a few days later, I was thinking to myself, are you completely crazy? This is going to give you so much stress. Today, I had the first day of the challenge, and I'm actually so happy that I've done it. And I'm actually surprised of how many people want to participate. So obviously, this is what I'm doing. It is meant to be done, and I'm trusting that I am being guided by God, by this divine source, by my Holy Spirit, by my Holy Self, by Christ. Where would you have me go? What would you have me say, and to whom? And this is also that one. Like I said, mentioned it before. For me, it's a bit of a challenge not to let the ego censor what I'm saying when I'm talking to you. Because often I'm thinking, who do you think you are saying this? I'm even censoring sometimes while I'm talking, because I'm thinking this is blasphemous, or this is preposterous. I mean, how do you dare saying these kind of things? I think to myself. And then I maybe reformulate. But again, I'm just mentioning this to you because not always everything I'm saying, let it come out directly as it comes to me. I do redirect, I do censor it here and there. But as I'm recording this, I'm becoming better at allowing it to flow. And the reason I'm telling you this is because I want you to observe yourself. Because there is something which is coming from your heart, or it comes from deep within you, which you need to say or do. And then allow it. Even if it sounds preposterous, even if it sounds crazy, what you're going to do, or it looks like you're crazy or whatever. but just allow it to flow. In the beginning, you just need to allow yourself to let it flow, to say those crazy things which come to you, and just observe. It might create some problems to begin with, but maybe it resolves something which needed to be resolved in the situation. So that is also why you should not always censor your anger, because sometimes the anger is necessary. This is what the Chinese medicine says. Sometimes it is necessary to use that anger and say what needs to be said. Just to put a clean slate. Say, that's it, I'm not doing it. You can say that with anger in your voice. But it doesn't mean that you should hold on to the anger and then grieve about what you have said or not said. Sometimes that anger is necessary. You see? The question is, does it come from the ego? Does the ego go for this attack because it wants to kill? Or what is the motivation behind it? And this is where you want to behave, what you want to observe. You always want to observe what is the motivation. And you sometimes can't do it immediately while you're doing it, but you can observe it afterwards. And if something went wrong, that doesn't matter, because then just use it in the next step. This is what had gone wrong for the positive thing you want to achieve in life. Let's move some qi. So put your feet shoulder width apart. Make sure that all your toes are pointing forward. Put a smile on your face. Remember the Wuji posture, the pillar of light coming in through the crown, coming out of your perineum. If you're the first time doing Qigong with me, I suggest you watch the videos which are explaining of how Qigong can help you. Lower your coccyx bone, open up the qua, and Fang Song. Fang Song means sink your breath into the belly, sink your awareness into the earth. Remember that your body belongs to this earth. Remember that your body is part of nature. Very good. Smile on your face, lower the coccyx bone. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And then put your hands on your belly. Exhale, push in. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, and sink your awareness into the belly. Push with the hands out. You really want to become aware of the breath going into your belly. Make the belly big and exhale. Very good. Let's do one more breath like this. Inhale through the nose and sink the breath into the belly. Very good. And then start rotating around the central channel, allowing the hands to knock on your belly and knock on the door of life in the back. The door of life in the back, according to Chinese medicine, is where your human life started, through that energy gate. One more. And in front here, you have got the Qi high point, which is the door, the gate to your lower Dantian. So what we're going to do now is we're going to knock on the Qi high point and on the Mingmen. So the Mingmen is right opposite where your belly button is on the back. We're just going to knock on the front and back. You can knock on your belly button or just a little bit below, and on the Mingmen. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. 3 times. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. 2 more. And last one. We want to open the energy gates today. Today we're going to be working with the element of wood. Put your hand on your belly and then say, only God's plan for salvation will work. And then notice the opening on your back, the Mingmen, and notice your opening here on the belly. We are ready to receive the instructions from our Holy Spirit, from our voice for God. Very good. It actually comes often when I get the messages, it often feels like it comes from deep within me, from deep, that sea of Qi, that lake within myself. Very good. And then just do some deep breath. push the belly out like I'm doing. As you're inhaling and then exhale. Just become aware today of the lower dantian. Exhale and inhale. Close your eyes. Exhale and one more. Breathe deep into the belly. And exhale. Very good. Now connect to the earth. Rest your hands on one of the energy fields of the earth. Very good. We always want to connect to the earth because earth stands for confidence. The animal, the spirit animal of the earth, according to Chinese medicine, is a yellow phoenix. So we always want to connect to that earth confidence, self-esteem and trust. Trusting the voice of God. Trusting the Holy Spirit. Very good. And let's now fan our fingers. Let's circulate our fingers. Let's become aware of the energy we have in our hands. Our hands are connected to our heart and our lungs, our pericardium. And we just want to activate all these different meridians which are ending and beginning in our fingers. So inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Very good. And now make this bigger. Now also circulate your elbows. Inhale and exhale. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth while we're doing this. And now make a really big circle. Also start circulating your shoulders and the fingers, the wrists, the elbows, and your shoulders. This is actually called silk wheeling. You can also go in with one and out with the other. And return back only to the elbows, only to the wrists, and only to the fingers. We've been turning this inwards like that. Okay, now relax the hands down. Notice what is happening in our hands. Notice the energy which we have activated in the hands. The qi is flowing with the blood. So when you're activating a certain part of your body, the qi instantly goes in there. It also gets activated through your intentions. So if you just put your intentions into your finger, you can see that every single one of those fingers is pulsing and is alive. Very good. And now this time we're again going to connect to the earth. Exactly. So we are coming in with the fingers and then outwards to the top. And let's do the same. We're going to circulate each one of the fingers. And then we go extend it to the wrists. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. And just activate the whole arm and the shoulders. You can again do like silk wheeling, this is called. There's classes where the whole class is just about moving the hands and circulating the hands. Very good. Today we are connecting to the wood element. And the wood element animal is a dragon. So it's a lot of circulation, loads of spiraling, connecting to the essence of the dragon. And relax again. So we've been connecting to earth, which we do every time. We always connect to the universe. And now, today, we are going to focus on the right side of your body is the liver. We're going to connect to the liver and the wood element. And the green dragon, we are in the dragon year 2024, is the wood dragon. So we're going to connect to this particular energy today. And there is no better year to connect to God's plan for salvation than the dragon year. You connect to the earth and now spread your hands open and now open one hand looking upwards and the other one looking also upwards but forward turn. So you're like an Egyptian. So one hand is like this and the other hand is like that. And now this is called coiling or competing dragons. So now we are competing to one side and then we turn both hands to the other side. So the one which is looking straight up, you're looking at. And then you kind of pull and go to the other side. I like this particular idea to imagine myself that I am having a ball which is rolling from one hand to the other. Okay? So now you inhale, Imagine that you're inhaling this ball, and then when it comes to the center, you start exhaling. And then inhale and exhale. In and out. Imagine that you've got competing dragons. This is called inhale the ball, bring it to the chest, and now exhale. In. You can feel the force in your hands. You're activating all the meridians which are in your arms. The 3 of them. It's the pericardium, triple warmer, the heart, and the lungs. Inhale and exhale. So the heart is the emperor of all the organs. So the other arms are helping the heart do what it needs to do for us to remember that only God's plan for salvation will work. We're going to listen to God. We're going to listen to this voice within us. Allow it to guide us to the places where we need to go, to say the words we need to say, to the people we need to meet. Inhale and exhale. Last one, inhale and exhale. And now lift your hands and sink them down. Put your hands again on your belly. You probably can feel the activation in your arms. This is good. You want to be aware of our arms. You can feel the muscles in your arms. This time, imagine that you are standing at a lake and that your hands are touching the lake in front of you. You turn to one side and now you lift up your hands above your head and sink down again. You are inhaling here and exhaling down. This is called moon over the lake. So you're kind of imagining that you're lifting the moon out of the lake, bringing it up over your head and bringing it down again. And we're going to use this particular movement to apply it to our idea. We're going to look for this light within us, within that ocean which we did yesterday. And we're going to lift it up above us and circulate it through our energy field and exhale it down again. Yesterday we found our light at the bottom of the ocean. So now we're going to lift this light again above us and we're going to make it bigger above and exhale it down. And again, let's go to the other side and inhale up. Look at this ball of light and exhale down. And do 2 more on either side. Notice the soft stretch in your back and in your arms and legs. You're connected to earth. You're using the confidence of the earth. And now you're pulling this energy up through the whole of your body, remembering that only God's plan for salvation will actually work. Exhaling down. And again, inhale up. And exhale down. Now come to the center. And this time we're going to change it. We're gonna change the direction. So now you go up and exhale down. Now we're lifting it up on the other side of our body, inhaling up and exhaling down. We are lifting this light of the world above us, becoming aware that that is who we are. We are the light of the world. And all we need to do is follow God's plan for salvation, to be happy, to be joyful, to remember what our purpose is here on this earth. And exhale down. Let's do 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. More. In. And exhale. And now do 2 just by yourself with your own speed of breath. And now this time, bring the ball above your head and hold it here. Exhale, breathe normal, close your eyes and look at that light above you and say to yourself, what would you have me do? And then say again, what would you have me say? And to whom? Where would you have me go? And then take this light and bring it down into your central channel, into that pillar of light, saying to yourself, only God's plan for salvation will work. Inhale up and exhale down. And just repeat this now for 6 rounds. Inhaling up and exhaling down and repeating each time, only God's plan for salvation will work. Exhale down and then think to yourself, where would you have me go? What would you have me do? And what would you have me say and to whom? And just feel the certainty into your body. Let's repeat 4 more, all by yourself. Smile on your face. And last one. Now this time come up. Open up. Put your hands again, embracing to heaven. Close your feet. And then notice that you are standing in the pillar of light, that your pillar is completely open. And then you collect this certainty and bring it into your central channel, using the force of the dragon to stabilize your central channel. So you inhale up, bring the energy of the earth up through this central channel, up to the top, and then collect the certainty of the heaven and the intelligence and wisdom of the heaven, and fill your spine and your body with this wisdom of God, the voice of the Holy Spirit. And again, collect the certainty of the earth, the dragon force of the wood. Bring it up, inhaling. Now collect the wisdom of the universe, of God, and bring the voice of God into your being, in the center of your being. Exhaling down. Last one, inhale, collect, and exhale. Now put your hand on your belly. Allow your body to move like a bamboo in the wind, readjusting itself to this new sensation of certainty that only God's plan for salvation will work. The smile on your face, and rest here. And then let's do our prayer in the name of the Father, and in the name of the Mother, in the name of the Holy Spirit, the voice for God. I am the holy child, the holy Son of God, here to accept His plan for salvation. Ami trois fois. If you want to do more Qigong, here is the link to my Qigong channel, the English classes, and here is the playlist to the Course in Miracle Qigong lessons. Let me know how this has gone for you, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Have a wonderful day. Love, light, and chi to you.